So there is one major reason that living here in Malaysia is better than living in Thailand. And I'm gonna get into it right now.
I'm a success in all aspects of my life. You can be too if you follow my rules to make yourself an achievement magnet in the coming new year. Chew these words onto your physical mind. Drink fresh-grown coffee every morning. Everyone needs an energy squirt when entering an important day segment. Stay in touch with technology advancement and development. I'm at the cutting edge of the achievement knife. Alexa, turn off the dehumidifier in the basement den.
All right, folks, I've spent a good amount of time now in Malaysia and in Thailand, both kind of flip-flopping back and forth between the two. Kind of even unsure in my own mind, like which place is more suited for me, which place is better for me to actually stay long term. And I think I've finally figured it out. I think I finally have enough experience to, at least for myself, I know that Malaysia is a better option for me. Now, that doesn't mean, I think Malaysia is necessarily a better country or Thailand sucks. It's nothing like that. I love Thailand. But there are just some things, and one major thing in particular that, makes me believe that Malaysia is just a better place to live. It's just like, it's more suitable for long-term living. Now, I'm gonna get into this. There's these guys cutting grass here. I'm trying to get away from these guys cutting the grass. I'm in this park here near KL Brickfields, and I come here a lot to film. It's usually very quiet. There's never anyone here, but I keep running into these people cutting grass, and it's hitting my allergies. It's loud, so I'm trying to get away from them just a little bit. So Thailand and Malaysia are two very different places, two very different cultures, ways of living, different types of tourists, in each one. And so very different places, going to offer a very different lifestyle depending which one you choose. So it's an important thing. That's why I go on and on a bit about like Thailand versus Malaysia and comparing them, is because a lot of people like myself, we move away from our country, and we know we want to live in Southeast Asia, but we don't really know the move. Or, maybe somebody just chooses Thailand because they watch Thailand vlogs on YouTube. And so they just kind of choose that. But a lot of times people get stuck, or they'll go to Thailand and they've never been to Malaysia, they've never been to Vietnam or Indonesia. They just kind of stay, or they keep going back to the same place. And while that is comforting, I think that, maybe you never will find what's truly right for you, And so, I think going back and forth between the two specifically has been pivotal for me. And it's just a great setup. It's a great setup. So, staying in Malaysia, this is a predominantly Muslim country. It's a predominantly Muslim population. And so naturally, there's not too much craziness going on. It's not too party centric. It's very, wholesome, and it just brings a feeling of peace, of good. The best way I can explain it, it's like, you go to Thailand, there's a lot of debauchery, while it's very fun and it's awesome, and I'm all for the craziness a lot of the times. It's just such a polar opposite. It's such a different way of life. It's Bangkok, for example, versus Kuala Lumpur. I mean, it is just wild. I was just there for 23 days, and can't help but think about the whole time, just how much more crazy it is there. And Kuala Lumpur is chill, but it's a little bit crazy as well. And so that's really saying something. But staying here, the big thing is you are not so distracted. That's the real reason. In Thailand, there is endless distractions. And Okay, sorry for the loud, I can't escape the grass cutting. It's just how it's gonna go, folks. So when I'm in Thailand, I find myself consistently distracted, fighting impulse, or just having a little bit more of a mental battle day to day of making the right choices, and just making all the choices I know I want to make. Healthy choices, productive choices, and in general, just like good decision making, and avoiding impulse, avoiding vices, avoiding anything like that. And then when I'm in Malaysia, like, I don't need to think about any of that. It's just like I'm very focused, I'm motivated, I'm productive. Okay, at times maybe I can get a little bit bored, but I think the trade-off is actually well worth it. It depends on what point of your life you're in. For me, I mean, I'm 32 years old, and I've partied excessively in my life, like excessive. And so at this point, I'm not doing it. I'm looking to focus, and I want to avoid those temptations and distractions. So I find that, like, I'm just the best version of myself for the most part in Malaysia, because I don't have to think about distractions with women, or smoking cannabis, or meeting friends and going out. Like, I don't drink, but I'll still go out with my friends who drink, and it's still fun. And I think these things are important. It's an important thing in life to, like, go out and have fun, right? But if it starts to get in the way of your life, of your goals, of your I'm avoiding that guy of your productivity, and the things you're trying to do and you want to be doing, then it might not be the best option. And so I find when I stay in Thailand for a while, I go up and down, right? It's kind of like I catch myself. It's like, all right, get back into it, healthy habits. Now, I always eat good in Thailand, and I am consistent with the gym. I can keep those things in check. But when it comes to going out, when it comes to smoking cannabis a lot, a bit too much, I think it's just like, it's counterproductive on a regular basis, on a daily basis. And so, I think maybe, like, for long-term living, Malaysia's the move. And I'm starting to think, like, Thailand is a holiday place. Thailand is a place that I go for vacation. I always wanted to make it a place that I could live long-term. And these people in this park are so strange. It's busy. Hello. Giving me the weirdest looks. I don't know. Sorry, but since I arrived at this park and been trying to, like, walk around, I said hi to these guys like twice, and they just stare at me with the weirdest look. Like, it's just a weird stare. Anyways, it's not indicative of Malaysia. Those are not even Malaysian people. Those are just, like, foreign migrant workers. They don't speak any English. They, it's very hit or miss on whether or not they're going to actually be friendly to you or show you the time of day. They're not even necessarily super friendly half the time to Malaysian people, I observe. Not everyone, but this is just something I observe, and it's a part of being here. But back to the topic. Thailand is somewhere I always wanted to be able to live, and just have a balanced life there, because Bangkok's an incredible city. You have amazing islands nearby. You have everything you need, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right place to live. It doesn't mean it's most suitable, and that's what I'm coming to understand. That's definitely what I'm coming to understand. As I can't escape the noise today. It's very difficult. I think it's because it's a Saturday? No, it's a Friday. Don't know, but it's just a little bit more eclectic over here than usual. Now I'm by the cemetery. It's right next to this park. I'm just gonna keep walking this way. I just want to get away from the noise and the grass and stuff. But yeah, so I just spent 23 days in Thailand. It was an amazing experience. It was really good. But the whole time I was, kind of trying to see like, could I sustain it here? Could I make this work? Would this be good for my YouTube? Would I be able to support myself, and would I be happy here? Would I be my best self here? And I don't think so. If you actually live in Malaysia, you base yourself in Malaysia, you are so close to Thailand. It's a 2-hour flight. And oftentimes you get flights for $30 US to $50 US, $60, $70 US. It depends. One way. And so it's reasonable to occasionally take a trip there, enjoy all these things that are distracting, enjoy the distractions, and then come back to reality, come back to like the day-to-day life where you don't have to think about those distractions. I think for me, that is a good move, and it just makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will say, especially like Malaysian folks, that this is why things are the way they are here. This is why Islam has certain rules and things that people follow, is because of this exact reason, right? I think so, for the sake of, focus and not being distracted by like forms of pleasure and stuff like this. I think I think that's part of it. I don't really know. I'd love to hear, let me know in the comments, like, is some of the wholesome nature of Islam, is it because is it essentially just to keep society in line? Is it to keep people in line and keep people good? I don't know anything. So let me know if that makes sense as well. Let's check out this cemetery real quick. It's pretty cool, I gotta say. This is very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Seems like we're not getting as much rain now either, which is good. I know some of you told me that like it's just been hot and dry. But I will take that any day over hot and rainy, or rain in general, so I can actually come out here and make videos. It's important. Now, I want to just add that this is going to depend a lot on the type of person you are and where in your life you are. If you're retired, for example, if I was 55 years old, I'm retired, I'm getting a pension, I'm getting like monthly money from the government, and I moved to Southeast Asia, then maybe Thailand is a better option for me, right? Because then maybe I want to be distracted, I want to have things to do, like if I don't have to work, if I don't have things I really need to focus on, then I don't know, then it's hard to say, right? Then I may choose Thailand, but it's, I think, only if I had no responsibilities and I didn't have to worry about finances. Then maybe it could be a better option, right? Now, there's all sorts of other things to think about, like, where are you going to find your partner and build a family and stuff like this. But I'm thinking a little bit less about that for this specifically. And, this was more about, just the simple fact of distraction and how, if you're in Thailand, like, it's one big distraction. It's paradise. It really is paradise. And paradise does not breed like creativity and productivity. It just doesn't. Now, maybe it's a good place for me to sit down, get ideas, and plan for the future. And that's what I did. I used my time in Thailand more than anything to plan for what I'm going to do in Malaysia, for the content I'm going to make in Malaysia, for my travel plans in Malaysia, for the future. And I think it was very valuable for that, And so to me, the ultimate setup at this point is living here in Malaysia, or basing myself here in Malaysia, and taking trips to Thailand to enjoy like the things that I can enjoy here, see my friends, go out a bit, enjoy cannabis, and then come here to focus and like live my day-to-day life. That's, it's just it's a good way. And I recommend some of you to try this. If you're thinking of basing yourself somewhere and you don't know where, and you're hesitant about like doing it in Malaysia because of, I don't know, the Muslim nature of the country, just how like chill it is, maybe you're a drinker, a partier. Well, you have a lot of options like very close by. And so again, it could be very different if like you're somebody who likes to drink a lot. Then you're probably not going to love it here. It's expensive. People don't really drink. It's different. And so, like I said, it's very much dependent on you and like the type of person you are. But if what I'm saying kind of clicks with you, if you're the type of person who gets distracted, or who wants to focus at this point in their life, Malaysia's the move. Malaysia's the move. Again, there's all sorts of other reasons and things I can talk about between the two, but I've already done some videos, especially one of the videos I made. I think it's 6 reasons why expats choose to live in Malaysia. I go in depth a little bit more about like, okay, it's more English speaking, many things, there's many reasons to live in Malaysia. But like the standout one of like why I would choose it over Thailand, or, maybe even somewhere like Vietnam or Indonesia, which have a similar, I think, distraction type thing going on. There's a party culture. There's people travel there and go out. People travel there to party. Nobody travels to Malaysia to party. That doesn't exist. Of course you can find nightlife here. You can find a little bit of action if you want to, but like, I sure hope nobody travels here just to party. It just doesn't happen. And like, typically not too many backpackers here. There's some, but like, if you want to like backpack and meet people and have this kind of social thing, I think then like Thailand is clearly the move, right? It makes sense. You really just have to evaluate like what you want in life, or your trip. But this is more for like long-term stints, 2-3 months, or for living long-term, more than that. And I mean, it's a shame. There's a saying like, this is why we can't have nice things. And that's kind of how it goes. Like, in Thailand, you have the nice things, you have weed. What a great thing, right? Awesome. All these women everywhere, beautiful, amazing. It's a nice thing, awesome, right? But because of the way we're wired, maybe just me, it doesn't necessarily work. I'm definitely all for like freedom and having those things accessible somewhere. I think it's fine. I think that people should be able to make their own choice. But if you're the type of person who just has trouble with like balance and like actually living in like a paradise island, but still being hyper focused, which I actually think most people would struggle with. To be fair, like, I think most people will struggle. Maybe you'll figure it out, but like initially that's going to be hard. It will. And like Bangkok is another beast. It's crazy. It's wild. I think if you want that hectic craziness, maybe it's more suitable. But for me, I know like it starts to wear on me a little bit. It does. After a few weeks, it's like, I'm not 100% sure if I would want to like live here permanently. But then I come to Kuala Lumpur and it's the same thing actually. I'll stay in Kuala Lumpur for 3 weeks and it's like, I'm not really sure if I want to actually live here. And this is maybe just me not wanting to stay in the city, for too long. I think a lot of people are like this. Or it could just be that staying in one place for too long, I've had this thing in the past years where like, I just want to move around. I like chilling somewhere for 2 weeks to a month and then move on. I don't know what it is. It's a very like fleeting sort of lifestyle. And, it makes me think like, why am I this way? Why, do I run away from things? Am I running away from problems in my mind? Am I running away from something, local? What is it? Is it my past? Is it trauma? Is it my upbringing? What is it that's like, it's time to go. It's time to move. I don't know, right? I think it's a combination of things. And yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there who have this thing too. And that's why this like digital nomad, as much as I hate that word, this digital nomad thing is like it's such a thing now. It's like people want to be free. People want to be free birds. People want to go where they want, when they want. And I get it, folks. I get it. Oh, there are so many bugs down there. So many mosquitoes and bugs. I am not going down there. Last time I went down there, I literally said on the video, I was like, oh, well, I'm surprised there's not like many mosquitoes. I'm not even getting bit up here. I went home and I had like 100 mosquito bites. I just remembered that after going down there and seeing a ton of things swarming around. Oh, no. Yeah, avoid spots like that. For sure. For sure. I wanted to make this video because I feel that Malaysians will really understand where I'm coming from with this, and I think I can spark some interesting discussion here. So I'm just really curious how Malaysians think about all of this stuff, how Malaysians kind of think about temptation and balance and pleasure and all this, and like how that works with religion and everything. I know I should educate myself a bit more. I don't know much about Islam. I don't know much, folks. I don't know much. It's not an education channel, okay? I like to open some discussion, and I learn a lot from you guys. I do. Every time I read through the comments, like, I'm learning. If I didn't have any comments on this whole trip, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know. I wouldn't have visited half the places I visited, and that's a lot of the reason that I do things the way I do as well, and use you folks as my research. Now, I am walking back this way again, and once again, I'm already feeling like bugs. I also wanted to make this just because I know there are a lot of folks out there similar to me and can hopefully take something from my experience. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of like emails and DMs on Instagram. Now, again, I apologize if I didn't respond to you. I do try and respond, but it's too much. I cannot respond to all of them. And it's mostly for business, like getting messages, but I don't mind if you send me, if you reach out to me, I don't mind, but don't take it personally if I don't respond, but just know I will try to. I know it sounds like a cop-out, but like, it's just the reality, I'm being straightforward about it. Like, you can reach out and I will try to get back to you for sure, but yeah, I have people constantly tell me they relate to me, and they relate to the things that I say in my videos, and that they feel, like very similar to me, and so, yeah, I think sharing my experiences, especially like the intricate things, like the nuanced things of like Malaysia and Thailand, and like things that us Westerners actually think about, and like we don't really have a place to just go to and get information like this. We do now, YouTube, but like that's why I love vlogs. It's like getting these firsthand experiences recounted by somebody, I think it's powerful. I do. More than reading something on Reddit or something like that. So yeah, that's why I share such an in-depth like take on on my experiences. I don't like to just make videos going around and showing things. I don't. I like the mix. I really like to, I don't know, get real sometimes, and I know there's a portion of you who enjoy these videos. So yeah, there you go. That's why I love Malaysia. That's why I think it's a better option long term. Drop a thumbs up, please, on the video. I'd appreciate it. You can now join as a member. Check in the description. There's a link. Join as a member, support me, get some perks. That'd be great. And yeah, I will see you in tomorrow's vlog. So much noise everywhere, folks.